one of our most exciting times of the year is when we see the big annual Christmas tree sale at Orchard Lake St. Mary's School. Great fundraiser for them and an amazing way to get a tree. And the guy that's been making it all happen for several years is Dan Tryban from Sheboygan. And I think we got Dan on the line. Dan, good morning.
Morning. How you doing today?
Oh man, look at that shot. So you bring these trees down from your farm in Sheboygan to Orchard Lake St. Mary. I know you're going to be coming down and setting up, but clearly a beautiful snowy day in Sheboygan, Michigan. Love it.
Yeah. We got a little bit of that lake effect you were talking about 8, 9 inches here. We got the last
Wow.
24 hours.
So let's talk first of all about the sale and then Christmas trees in general. And thank you very much for giving us a little bit of time. This sale's been going on. You're harvesting trees right now. I imagine you're very busy, so thanks for taking time for us. You're harvesting
Yep.
trees in Sheboygan right now. You'll put them on a truck, I presume, bring them down to Orchard Lake St. Mary. We have our tree lighting on Sunday, and then as we get into next week, you'll set up. The sale will begin from 9 to 9. Did I get most of that right?
You did. Yeah, we'll be expecting to load semis tomorrow on Saturday. Unloading the trees on Sunday. Takes about a day and a half, 2 days to set up, and then we'll be raring to go. We're open 9 to 9 daily, and rain, snow, sleet, all that good stuff. We'll be selling trees. So
Well, it looks like you're going to have a little bit of not quite as much snow as you have on those trees behind you when you get down here, but it is a little wintry down here today, and it's going to be nice Christmas tree weather. So
yeah, this is a
people,
rare year for us for sure. A lot
what
of
haven't
snow.
having all the snow this early
At this
unusual?
time of the year, yeah, it's been, I'd have to say, probably about 18 to 20 years since we've had snow on the ground and load out. So it's a little
So
bit more work for us.
So, Dan, it's got to be nice, a Christmas tree farmer, to know that people still love to have a natural tree in their home. Talk about that.
Yeah, that's our hopes. It's a lot of people, it's our family tradition, and we hope that they carry it on. And that's why I continue the legacy of growing the trees like my father and my grandfather before. So it's definitely a family tradition in our family, and it's a special time for people to come out in the lot, bring their kids, all their family, and take the time out of their busy schedule, and actually spend time together picking out a tree for such a special occasion.
Well,
So it's important.
we're looking at your website right now. We're looking at the trees.
Yeah.
Um, i- how big are the trees that you're going to bring down? Are you bringing down a range of sizes?
Yeah, I try to bring down enough trees to accommodate everybody's size and budget. So we sell several varieties, and we'll bring down some 15 to 16 footers. So
Are you
anywhere
kidding
from
me?
2 to 3 foot, all the way up to 15, 16, sometimes 17 to 18. So yeah, we got a size for everybody.
Well, that's nice. I mean, if you got a big open atrium in your home, and we clearly have some big, beautiful
Yeah.
homes in West Bloomfield and Orchard Lake, one of those big trees will really look absolutely incredible. What variety of trees are you bringing down?
Yeah, I can go through them real quick. We have Scotch pine, white pine, Black Hill spruce, blue spruce, Fraser fir, and balsam fir, Canaan fir, and we also have a new hybrid that we've been selling. This will be our third year selling it, and that's the Frosum, and that is a cross between the Fraser and the balsam. You kind of get the best of both worlds, and that's one of our top sellers.
Well, I was going to say, to me, it's kind of like it's analogous to apples. You know, any apple is really good, but if
Right.
you get me a really good Northern Michigan Honeycrisp, now that's something special. What's the Honeycrisp of Christmas trees?
Well, that would be the Fraser fir, of course. That's
Okay.
that's the one that's been around the longest, and for what I grow, that I'm capable of growing in northern Michigan. We have a late frost, in the spring, and a lot of those different fir trees, I'm not capable of growing because they'll freeze back. But in our world up here in Sheboygan, the Fraser is the top dog, and again the Frosum. I've been selling a lot of Frosum.
So people, if they're going to come pick up a Christmas tree from you next week at Orchard Lake St. Mary, what do they need? Can they, do we do the old tie it onto the top of the station wagon routine, or how are people getting these trees from you to their home?
Yeah, well, we do tie a lot of trees on top of the roofs of cars and
All
trunks.
right.
Any way we can get them on there. But no, all you have to do is come to the lot, spend some time out there. We'll educate you on the different types of trees. as far as needle retention, fragrance, anything you need to know about that tree. We'll take it up to the fun area there before we load you out. We'll give you a fresh cut on the tree if it's going to be going in water right away. And then we'll actually tie the tree up for you on your vehicle. So all you have to do is pick out the tree and pay for it, and we'll do everything else for you.
So I'm just curious what the price ranges would be of Christmas trees this year. And, that big 15, 16, 17 footer must be a little bit more than the 2 footer. But,
They are.
what does
They
the price
are.
range look like?
Yeah, you're gonna have anything from $40 and all the way up to $300. It just depends on your budget and the size of the tree you're looking for and variety, and that's all factored in my pricing. I am the only one that does the pricing on the lot, so it stays consistent for everybody.
Yeah.
Um, and I don't think our prices are going to be really going up this year from
Okay.
last. My costs have, but I want people to afford a tree, to be able to afford a tree. So it's important to me that they do come back and see us, and
Well,
even though everything has gone up.
clearly, Dan, I mean, this is a labor of love for you. You've come down, and I assume you can't do a lot of these sales all over the place. There's only one Christmas, and there's only one Dan. So, is this the only sale you do like this here in the state of
This
Michigan?
is this is the only location we have. We had a prior location at Orchard Lake Road in 10 Mile for several years. We lost that location due to development, so we were very fortunate enough to be able to come up to Orchard Lake Schools and sell trees there. This will be our third season at this location, which will be our 41st year actually selling trees
Wow.
downstate. So we've got some experience doing it. Yeah.
And I assume that the people at Orchard Lake Schools get to generate a little revenue out of this program as well.
They do. They do. Yep, they do. They actually approached me the last season that I was at my last location, so everything worked out perfect for everybody. So yeah, they do, and I do give them a contribution at the end as well um, for allowing us to set up there. It's important to us, so everybody wins. It's a win-win for everybody.
Dan, I'm just dying to see. Are you like where I see some trees that could be Christmas trees? Is there anything you want to show us? I mean, clearly you got a lot of snow on your phone. Anything you can show
We
us?
do, yeah. These trees behind me that you're seeing, these are all blue spruce trees. And
Okay.
then a little bit further away are the Fraser First and Fraser Fir that we have by that maple tree behind me. But really hard to tell with all the snow.
Sure.
Thankfully, we wrapped up our harvesting a couple days ago before we got the dump. So yeah, we were very fortunate. But yeah, these are some of our larger blue spruce we have. They go up to 12 to 14 foot in other locations behind me. So
How
they're
long does it
bruisers.
how long does it take to grow a 12-foot spruce?
Yeah, spruce tree, they're going to be a slower growing tree. You're looking at for a blue, you're looking at least 15 to 18 years.
Wow.
So to get a tree of that caliber, starting from seedling. And each tree,
Wow.
Scotch pine trees are a faster growing tree. So we have less time and money invested in them. Thus, they're a more affordable tree on the price tag. So, it's all about time and investment and fertilizer costs and manpower. And that's what generally, will determine the cost of a tree.
Dan,
So
I've spent my whole life in media behind microphones and cameras. I don't know anything about the real work that you do or the rest of the amazing people in Michigan that work in agriculture. But I always thought that a Christmas tree farmer had to be the smartest guy in agriculture because, I'm not saying what you do is easy in any way. I don't want to have people misinterpret what I'm saying, but it's got to be different. Let me put it that way, and I'd love to hear from you. Doing what you do versus a guy who's planting corn every year.
it is different. It's a long-term investment by far, and it's a lot of labor-intensive work, and we are really reliant on weather up here. I've several years I've planted seedlings, and I've lost every one of them. And it's just you're starting back from scratch the next spring, and try and going for it again, and you hope Mother Nature provides the rain. But yeah, trimming these trees every year, they need to be shaped with machete. Tops need to be trimmed accordingly. You have to apply fertilizer. There's just, then of course there's the pest out there that we have to contend with. And as in today's day and age, it's becoming more and more cumbersome and a problem. You know, they're harder to control because I don't like to use any pesticides if I can help it. But unfortunately, it is what it is. A lot of natural stuff we try to use out here, And but it's a long-term investment, kind of in a nutshell. And when you're talking 12 to 15 years for turnaround before you see a profit on something you planted, it's very labor intensive as well. That's the biggest thing. Very labor intensive, and nowadays trying to find people to help out here, it's been tough. It's been a tough season. I was very fortunate to have my nephew to come up to help me with harvest, and some local boys around here helped me out a little bit. So we got it done. We got it done.
All right. Well, great work, and it's nice to have this West Bloomfield, Orchard Lake, and Sheboygan connection that you've established for us. Before we let you go, how long can our Christmas tree continue to be safe in our home? What is the expectation? I mean, some people, the tree's so beautiful, they don't want to take it down right after January 1st rolls around. Do you have any tips for us on safety after they get it in the home?
Yeah, I mean that's a lot of part has to do with our education when you're buying the tree. We're going to let you know at the lot how long the tree is expected to do in the home for that variety of tree. Um, and we will tell you that. Some trees are good in the house for 2 weeks, and we don't recommend putting it in for any longer than that because you will have needle loss, and potentially, you could have a fire. But everybody's using LED lights now, so that really
That
limits the
helps.
opportunity for a fire. But Fraser fir, Fraser, any of the fir trees, like especially the Fraser or the balsam, you can put that tree up for Thanksgiving and it'll last clear through the new year. I've had people put up a Fraser and they left that tree up until May. I don't recommend that, but that's what I was told from one of my customers. They had it decorated for Valentine's Day, but regardless, I don't recommend that. I think after first of the year, the Epiphany, that's probably a good time to take it down. But
All right,
we will
Dan.
educate you on it.
Well, I know you're so busy. I'm going to let you go. Thank you for all the time this morning. Great to meet you virtually. I'll stop over and say
Yeah,
hello
please
when
do.
you
Please
get
do.
here. You're going to open Tuesday or Wednesday. You're not quite sure, or do you
It's
already?
it. Well, it depends on your forecast that you just gave me.
Okay.
Really, if we got a ton of snow to contend with down there, it's going to kind of slow the process down, just like it does up here. But we're hoping by Tuesday evening, Wednesday afternoon, we should be up and running for sales, and they can always give me a call, and I'll let them know if sales are open or the gate's open. That means we're open there. Then that gate right off of Orchard Lake Road, just south of Commerce, is the entrance to the tree lot. So if the lights are on, the gate's open, come on in and see us, and we'll get
All
you
right.
taken care of.
All right.
And if
Very good.
someone has to have that tree right away, we try to accommodate. So even if we're not all set up yet, we've sold trees right off the truck before.
I
So
don't anticipate you having to deal with 8 to 10 inches of snow down here. I think we're going to be just fine.
that's that's good to hear. That's
All
good to
right,
hear.
Dan.
So
Well, I look forward to meeting you in person. Maybe we'll come over and do the show over there one day.
all right,
It's
Dave.
That would be fun. It's good to talk to you, and happy Thanksgiving. Thank you very much for all the hard work you're doing for all of us downstate, and good to talk to you on the Splash Live this morning.
All right, Dave. Thanks for your time.
All
Appreciate it.
right.